Tonight, becoming more culturally sensitive. That's Mayor Emily Larson's plan as she proposes a change to some city titles. And tonight, the council will decide if they agree.
Plus, a big hit to Bayfield. The small Wisconsin town is preparing to take a drop after COVID-19 forces its largest event to cancel.
And planning ahead, what Wisconsin officials are saying students should expect come next school year.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. The word chief may soon be dropped from the title of 2 Duluth City employees.
Tonight, the City Council is voting on the issue proposed by Mayor Emily Larson. Take a listen.
We are dropping the name chief with intention and with purpose so that we have more inclusive leadership and less language that is rooted in the hurt and offensive and intentional marginalization.
If approved, the title Chief Administrative Officer will become City Administrator and Chief Financial Officer would become Finance Director. Larson says it was a discussion that started internally among city staff in an effort to incorporate what she called people first language. The proposed change is drawing a lot of feedback from the community. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez spoke with an expert in American Indian Studies to learn more.
The head of American Indian Studies at UMD, Jill Dorfleur, says the term chief isn't necessarily offensive to some American Indian people, but used as a slur, it is offensive. Dorfleur is a descendant of the White Earth Nation. She says she doesn't know how the word chief came to be professionalized and used in governmental institutions and corporate America. She thinks what happened is, over time, settlers used the term chief as a general translation for American Indian leadership. Dorfleur also says the proposed change is a small step for Duluth toward making people feel comfortable, and there's better titles than chief to describe the positions.
I think because it doesn't necessarily match the level of duty, is that when we think of chief, or when chief is used in American Indian nations in a context today, chief is typically used for the leader that is the primary elected leader, the head of the nation.
Mayor Larson also spoke on the terms police chief and fire chief. She says her office is speaking with them and deciding some new names for them to use.
Thanks, Leanne. Meanwhile, we're expecting to get a better idea tonight about just how big of an impact COVID-19 has had on Duluth's budget. Mayor Emily Larson is expected to present the latest financial impact to the City Council tonight. Earlier this year, Larson predicted about a $32 million budget deficit. She has not offered an updated figure since. All right, Dave joins us for a quick look at the weather. Hey, Dave, pretty cloudy out there. Are we going to see that stick around, or?
I think we are. We're still dealing with a low-pressure system that tried to bring us some rain yesterday, brought some hail to some towns, and now in its wake, temperatures have come down a little bit, but a trough of lower pressure dragging behind is keeping the clouds up, like you mentioned. Let's talk about high temps here today, and they were a bit on the cooler side, running roughly from 66 in Ely all the way up to a whopping 73 over towards Moose Lake. That's not too far off the normal mark, but with some towns getting into the 80s last week and close to 90, you know, this is a bit of a dial down for a little while, and we may stay on the cooler side for a little while. And shower chance, maybe not tonight for most places. Up north, there's a chance for a few showers from the Iron Ranges towards the Canadian border, otherwise partly cloudy. But then you see that trough of lower pressure dragging by near the Canadian border. That may whip in through the rest of the region here Tuesday and Wednesday. Best it's going to do is a 30% chance for some showers. Then that higher pressure cell takes over for Thursday to bring in sunshine. But the short-term forecast says temperatures will stay down just a little bit. Tomorrow out the door, low temp around 52. In the evening, you come back, 71 for the high temp. And in between, a 30% chance for some showers. And that's an optimistic chance. We need the rain. I don't know if we're really going to get it perhaps until Friday. Then a better chance for showers and thunderstorms. And a warm-up comes our way, which we'll talk about in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Tonight, we're hearing from those in Bayfield after the news that this year's Apple Fest was canceled. CBS 3's John Cardinelli is in Bayfield tonight. And John, what sort of impact could this have?
Kristen, Tony, over the 3 days that Apple Fest happens here in the fall in Bayfield, over 60,000 people gather here in the streets, and without them this year, there may be a significant economic impact. According to the Bayfield Chamber of Commerce, Apple Fest brings in $8 to $10 million for the surrounding area every year, so canceling the festival will have an economic impact. Despite this, businesses in the area are starting to open back up after being closed due to COVID-19. They're hoping that tourists will still come to town and enjoy what Bayfield has to offer.
We will persevere, we'll be resilient, and again, we're really thinking about the safety of the visitors, the safety of the residents, and we'll still promote our area.
But Bayfield Chamber leaders also say there has been a bit of good news this spring. They said the Apostle Islands cruise had to increase the amount of tours they are running because of demand this month. With more people choosing closer road trips over faraway vacations during the pandemic, they're hoping they'll continue to ride that momentum into the fall. And of course, at the core of Apple Fest are those who own the orchards. And coming up tonight at 10, we hear from one orchard owner and how he feels the cancellation will impact his business.
All right, thanks, John.
State education officials say flexibility will be key as Wisconsin school districts prepare to reopen classrooms amid the coronavirus pandemic. The Department of Public Instruction released new guidance today on what educators should consider for the coming school year. They say school districts should be prepared to shift between in-person, physically distanced, and virtual learning. As new best practices develop, health and safety recommendations may change. State officials say class sizes may need to be smaller. Now, one possible solution mentioned was having students attend school in staggered groups or in shifts.
We're learning more about why 8 corrections officers have filed a discrimination lawsuit against Ramsey County. The officers work at the Ramsey County Adult Detention Center. The group's attorney says Superintendent Steve Liddon issued an order that no officers of color could work on the floor where former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was to be held. Chauvin is charged with murder in George Floyd's death. The group's attorney claims officers were reassigned away from Chauvin, including one officer who was in the middle of booking Chauvin.
The employees affected by the order were hurt and upset. The jail leadership did not trust them because of their skin color. Trust is critical to maintaining safety in that dangerous and intense jail environment.
Ramsey County Adult Detention Center Superintendent Steve Liddon says he was trying to protect employees who may have been traumatized by the death of George Floyd. A statement said in part, quote, out of care and concern and without the comfort of time, I made the decision to limit exposure to employees of color to a murder suspect who could potentially aggravate those feelings. He continued saying, within 45 minutes, I realized my error and reversed the order.
There's a big change coming to healthcare in a small Northland city. Essentia is taking over operations of Mercy Hospital in Moose Lake. Dr. John Pryor says Mercy Hospital's board of directors started looking for a partner last fall. Pryor says it's a win for Mercy because it will give them access to resources like an upgraded record system. He says it's also a win for Essentia because they get to partner with a great hospital and streamline care for patients.
Mercy Hospital is a wonderful hospital and allows us to take better care of the patients that we have already on the I-35 corridor. And most importantly, it's a win for the community. This is going to enhance.
Pryor says almost all Mercy employees are being offered their jobs. They have to go through the Essentia hiring process, but won't have to compete for their spot. The Minnesota Nurses Association has expressed some concern with the partnership. In a statement, M&A spokespeople claim Essentia is ignoring the nurses' current contracts. They say management is reducing retirement contributions, changing sick time benefits. Essentia followed up by saying employees will be offered Essentia's benefits package. Spokespeople said if the majority of those within a union accept employment offers, Essentia Health will recognize the union as their bargaining representative. Essentia added that they are still reviewing payment plans. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a lack of rain is causing issues for local farmers. After the break, we're hearing how one farm is making sure things keep growing.
Normal high temp this time of year is 73 degrees. Duluth made 72, so a little cooler than normal for the first part of the week, but warmer than normal could come back by the weekend, and that might egg on a chance for some thunderstorms, which we'll talk about right after this break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
Homeworld Rugs Progressive Rug Sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Up to $500 off sale prices on any rug, $199 or more. Every shape, size, pattern, and color rug on sale now. Up to 56% off regular prices. The Progressive Rug Sale at Homeworld Rugs.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on social media and discoverwisconsin.com for behind-the-scenes content and great Wisconsin giveaways, including a chance to win a free vacation. This week's featured prize package could take you to Baraboo. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com for details.
Built to handle heavy-duty construction jobs, New Holland equipment is also at home on your farm. Handle bales with ease and comfort. Quickly move material and feed. Clean out and refresh bedding. Build and maintain farm roads. A complete lineup of New Holland light construction equipment is ready and waiting to get to work. Visit your local New Holland dealer to learn more about why New Holland equipment is the right choice for your farm.
No one serves you better than Bullet Implement.
We dance for healing. We dance for one another. For connection. In ways like no other. Together. Or even apart. We are resilient. The 2020 census is here. And we need to do our part for our people.
Newmy Jewelers is having a Neighbors Helping Neighbors event. We are partnering with the Superior YMCA to help those in need. When you bring in an item for donation, you will receive 25% off any in-stock finished jewelry. Newmy Jewelers thanks you for shopping local.
My 95.7 is the Northland's best variety all day. From Ed Sheeran and Maroon 5 to Lady Gaga and Bryan Adams. Always family and office friendly. My 95.7, your life, your music.
Home Sleep Express is celebrating the grand reopening of all showrooms. Get 0 down, no interest financing for 6 years on your favorite Purple and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Plus, get free delivery, setup, and a 120-day comfort guarantee during Home's grand reopening sale at Sleep Express.
On the next Game On.
Bobby Moynihan! Mr. Tony Hale! Tony, how are you doing up there, buddy?
Not good. Bobby, look at this. 2 of the greatest athletes of all time. And Gronk and Venus are here, too.
Huh?
I cheated a couple times. Nobody noticed. It was fantastic.
Game On. New episode Wednesday on CBS.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Yesterday, a low-pressure system began its approach through our region. Didn't stir up too much in the way of rain, but up around Hoyt Lakes, take a look at this yard. Jerry Burrell's friend up there sent in this picture. That's hail on the ground. It looks like enough to make it look like November around here. Well, hopefully it melted down indeed into some usable rain because there's a big drought-like stripe running from Brainerd towards Ely. That zone hasn't had much rain at all lately, and we could use some. There's a couple of slight chances initially this week, and then a break midweek where it's going to be sunny and dry. But by the weekend, it could be warmer and stormier, and we'll talk about the odds of a rainy payoff here in just a little bit. Right now, we've got the current conditions coming in from the airport in Duluth. It's 69 right now with 49% for the relative humidity. North winds running 8 miles per hour, helping cool things down a little bit. High temperatures today, like we showed a little bit earlier, bubbled under the normal by a couple of degrees. And right now we have 68 Watersmeet, 69 Ironwood, and 70 from Ashland to Hayward and back towards Seoul and Springs, 71 in Superior, 72 Moose Lake and Buell, and anywhere from 52 by the lake in Grand Marais to 70, just a little bit up Highway 2 in Two Harbors, 65 for Hibbing Chisholm, 66 Grand Rapids, hair cooler towards Ely, and 68 degrees right now International Falls. By the weekend, yeah, I think a lot of towns, especially inland, will push back into the 80s. Although, as usual, it should be a bit cooler by the lake if you're looking for a little bit of respite from any potential heat that's coming our way. Right now, we talk about potential rain showers coming our way tonight. Trough of lower pressure with yesterday's low pressure system is just up to the north of our region in Ontario and backing into Manitoba and trying to cross into northwestern Minnesota. 30% chance tonight from the Iron Ranges to the border. Folks there could get a few of those showers, while the rest of us, I think, will stay dry and at least reasonably mild during the overnight until tomorrow, when we all share in a chance for the showers to come our way. Trough of lower pressure dragging behind that low could keep a 30% shower chance going both for Tuesday and for Wednesday all across our region. But by Thursday, higher pressure settles in to clear up the sky and bring some warmer temperatures to our region. Warmer temperatures that could help feed a little bit of lifting energy into this low pressure system for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and perhaps even beyond, with some fairly decent chances for showers and thunderstorms then to come our way. Coming our way tonight in Minnesota, we're looking for low temps to run from about 50 to 54. Rain up north, partly cloudy south. Into Wisconsin and Michigan should be partly cloudy and dry for all zones, with low temps in the low 50s. Then for tomorrow, 30% chance for the showers, especially in the afternoon for Wisconsin and the UP, and high temps 68 to 74. Minnesotans get that 30% shower chance as well, with 60s by the lake and low 70s farther inland. Looking at the extended forecast here, after those 30% shower chances Tuesday, Wednesday, we get the warm and sunny conditions coming across. For Thursday, if it's 79 here in Duluth, Tony, likely we'll be back into the 80s inland. And then, with that warmth lingering, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even Monday, getting 40 to 50, even 60% shower and storm chances. Too early to tell right now if we're going to get enough rain to solve that drought-like problem inland, but we can hope.
In the meantime, if you have outdoor projects, looks like Thursday might be the day you want to plan on doing those, huh?
That's a very good point.
Thanks, Dave. Well, despite a few showers over the weekend, the Northland is way behind on rain, and it's making things tough for local farmers. We're now about 6 inches below where we normally are for precipitation this time of year. And even though we got more snow than usual this winter, it's been drier than average ever since. Derek Hoffbauer, the owner of the Duluth Flower Farm, says it's been a challenge. Their fruits and vegetables need consistent rain, and their Christmas trees need the moisture to establish roots. He says they've spent a lot of time trying to keep things growing.
We do our best. You know, we are run on well water systems here, so we have to be careful not to run out the wells, and then we have to irrigate and water ourselves the best that we can.
Hoffbauer says the dry conditions will also affect wild fruit. Wild raspberries and blueberries could be in short supply.
A heads up to drivers in Duluth and Cloquet. Starting tomorrow, MnDOT crews will begin working on a bridge deck project. You can expect alternating lane closures on Interstate 35 northbound near the Duluth ore docks and on Highway 33 northbound at the St. Louis River Bridge in Cloquet. Work is expected to continue through Thursday. And drivers also need to be aware of some changes in Duluth's Lincoln Park neighborhood. Starting today, Lower Michigan and Michigan Street between 21st Avenue West and 23rd Avenue West will be closed. The project will make way for the new Twin Ports interchange. Detours are in place on 24th Avenue West and Superior Street. Work should be finished up by the fall. Virginia celebrated the start of a new community program this morning aimed at helping property owners reinvest in the downtown area. Cane Lakes Candies is the first to benefit from the new Downtown Grant Redevelopment Program. It was created by several local organizations, which held a ribbon-cutting ceremony today. The program offers business owners grants of up to $49,000 in forgivable loans to enhance their piece of downtown. The organizations hope to hand out more grant money to business owners soon. And a campaign aimed at reviving the local economy during the pandemic has hit a big milestone. The Strong Northland campaign started last month, and it's now hit $50,000 in purchases. Businesses were encouraged to buy $20 vouchers for participating local restaurants and then give them out to their employees. The hope is to pump more money into restaurants in a short amount of time, as the vouchers must be used by the end of August. Now the goal is to reach $100,000 in purchases. We have information on how to order vouchers on our website, CBS3Duluth.com.
Many people have been exercising more during the pandemic, and some have been exercising less. But do you ever lie about your workout? Well, a new poll shows about 1 in 5 Americans admits to lying about working out when they're actually doing something else. Reasons for lying include wanting to convince someone they're busy or wanting to impress someone else, along with being embarrassed about what they're really doing. 60% said they were just too tired to exercise. I feel that.
Coming up in sports, a pair of UMD women's hockey players will participate in Hockey Canada's summer camp. Kelly Hinsett is in next.
The 2020 Honda Rubicon at RJ Sport and Cycle.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
The nursing program at Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is really challenging, but it has to be. It's approved by the Board of Nursing. And graduates here have been successfully passing the state board exam. They give you real-world experience with healthcare institutions across the community. I'm really glad I chose Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College.
Keep scrolling. Order food. Skim headlines. Order shoes. Use AutoSend for flowers. Use AutoSend for birthdays. Don't go outside. Don't go outside. Don't leave the phone behind. No sync. Don't blink. Don't think. Don't ever let yourself feel this alive. Breathe. Ride.
I guarantee you, if your home just burned to the ground or you had a major accident, your first thing you're going to think about is not going to be, I just saved $500 on my auto and home insurance today. It's going to be, am I covered? At Vernon Insurance Agency, our first, second, and third goal is that you understand your coverage, there's no gaps in coverage, and your claims are covered when you have them. Call Vernon Insurance Agency today, 218-384-3970.
Stop by your local Super One Liquor for all your party and gathering needs. With locations throughout the Northland and northern Wisconsin, Super One Liquor has a commitment to delivering outstanding service, variety, and top quality wines and spirits. And don't forget the massive variety of ice-cold beer and beverages, all at the low prices you've grown to expect. Visit superoneliquor.com anytime to view our weekly ads and in-store specials.
So stop by your local Super One Liquor store. Come for the service. Lead with the savings.
We have a structure fire with injuries on Highway 13.
Did you know your friends and neighbors volunteer to provide emergency services? They are serving many communities and need your help. Challenge yourself. Be part of the team. Be somebody.
We all deserve more summer. So DQ is bringing you 2 summer favorites in one. With the new Drumstick Blizzard with peanuts. A drumstick, the original sundae cone, and our world-famous vanilla soft serve. Let's fit more summer into every bite. DQ. Happy tastes good.
I chose a career that isn't easy, it's dangerous, and it's hard. Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College has set me up with everything I need to succeed. Through challenging classes, longer defensive tactics training, and instructors who work in the industry, Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College is setting me up for success.
Like the rest of sports right now, Hockey Canada is going virtual this summer with its National Development Camp, and a pair of UMD Bulldogs have made the cut. Senior captain Ashton Bell and sophomore Cassie Bettenall are 2 of 109 of the country's best young players invited. The 2 will participate in weekly meetings with the rest of the national pool until they report back with the Bulldogs this coming fall. Bell was one of 47 players invited to Hockey Canada's Fall Festival last September in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. In baseball, the sands of time keep slipping through the hourglass, along with the chance of any lengthy regular season return. It's not clear when teams can return now to their Arizona and Florida training camps. All 30 training camps have been temporarily closed for a deep cleaning after teams reported several cases of COVID-19. The players then voted today 33-5 to reject the league's latest 60-game proposal with expanded playoffs. That means Commissioner Rob Manfred is now able to unilaterally implement a schedule of his choosing, and that is according to a report by ESPN. While the MLB still has no clear plan as to when they will return to play, the NHL is set to begin Phase 3 of its plan, starting up training camps on July 10th. That is where UMD alum and Hobie Baker winner Scott Prunovich is hoping to be. The Hibbing native has been in communication with the St. Louis Blues, who he signed a 2-year entry-level contract with the NHL club back on March 27th, choosing to forego his final year of eligibility with UMD. Prunovich told us he is expected in St. Louis this Saturday morning, June 26th. As of right now, the Blues facility is open for voluntary workouts. Scott added that he is taking everything day by day as he hopes to be in the lineup come the Blues playoff run. So as Phase 2 begins, guys like Scott and the rest of the league will get to participate in voluntary workouts. That is with social distancing guidelines and limited gathering. Phase 3 will hopefully begin no later than the second half of July, where team training camps will begin. And Phase 4 will see the 24-team playoffs among 2 hub cities, of which the Athletics' Michael Russo is reporting that St. Paul, Minnesota, which was originally in the running, is out as one of the cities in which play will resume. Well, NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace says he will not back down from a threat, as this weekend it was discovered that a noose was placed in his team's garage at the Talladega Super Speedway in Alabama. Wallace released a statement on Twitter saying the incident will not break me. I will not give in, nor will not back down. NASCAR also commented on the matter, saying it is outraged. And today, all other NASCAR drivers and crews stood behind Wallace, literally following his number 43, as you can see here, car down pit road before today's race. Tonight at 10, the return to practice. Southridge boys basketball has returned to practice as a team following the latest guidelines released by the state of Minnesota. Tonight, Ryan Campo gives us an inside look at the team's first practice in months. It's nice to see that fresh basketball footage. That's going to do it for sports for now. We'll have that story and more tonight at 10. Chris and Tony, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Also, tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, the Duluth City Council will be taking up the use of the word chief in official city titles. Mayor Emily Larson is working to strip the word from use in the city, citing concerns about it being offensive to Indigenous people. We'll recap the decision made by councilors tonight at 10.
All right, Dave, let's grab a quick last look at the weather. What are things looking like as we move into the evening?
Iron Rangers might get a 30% chance of showers tonight while the rest of us stay dry, but then we all join the 30% chance for some sprinkles on Tuesday, and it may linger into Wednesday. During these 2 days here, temperatures will be perhaps a little bit cooler than normal for many towns, but then Thursday we cleanse the palate by warming up towards 80, and then that heat could lift up the atmosphere for some decent rain chances through the weekend.
All right, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 10.